uninspired, uninteresting, underwhelming, and downright un-American. The United States men's national team is an unadulterated crap, a painful urination come to life that is unbelievable in its own right. Failure at Copa America was another self-inflicted disaster from an underperforming side whose results undulate more than a roller coaster at Universal Studios. Undeniably, we've come to understand the team would rather be doing just about anything else. In a word, unprofessional. From a fan's perspective, utterly unbearable. Here's a question for you though. When was the last time the United States had a soccer team it could truly be proud of? 2014, probably. I mean, when Belgium scored that extra time goal in the round of 16, it was the unofficial end of US soccer's age of enlightenment. And even that side was far from perfect. Seriously, when was the last time anyone heard anything from Julian Green? In the 10 years since that World Cup in Brazil, US soccer has declined. Not necessarily from a talent standpoint, but definitely from a team standpoint. Where is the willingness to play for not only the flag, but to play for one another as well? That is a mindset that is currently non-existent with the US men's national team. For several years now, every time the US takes the field, it looks like a bunch of random dudes playing pickup soccer in the park. Some of that blame should be placed on the coach, but the lion's share of it must fall on the shoulders of the players who these days think they are so good they can simply turn up and get results, despite the fact it has never ever been that way for the US soccer team. In many ways, it is the exact opposite of what we saw with the USMNT during the 2000s. That team did not have a lot of talent. They were far from world beaters. I mean, there were good players for sure, but it wasn't a side that was going to overwhelm you with skill or talent. Instead, they were going to make you earn a result when you played them. They worked extremely hard, and if you didn't have your working boots on, the US was going to get a result. Personally, I believe that was a side and a playing style that Americans could truly be proud of. Look, it was never ever going to win us a World Cup. I'm not even going to argue that. But when the opposition played the United States, we were going to make you earn everything. It was not going to be an easy victory. Well, apart from that 2006 World Cup opener against the Czech Republic, I'm still not entirely sure what happened there. Regardless, USA Soccer had a playing style. It had an identity. Sure, the entire operation was fairly messy at times, Bob Bradley, but there was a foundation being built for American soccer to grow even further down the road. This should have been a springboard for bigger and better things for the future generations of US soccer. Instead, we got this fool's gold generation where we have all of these so-called talented players, all these scary, fantastic talents who can't produce at all for the national team. The fact that this group can't compare to previous generations of American soccer is proof that working hard, that working your ass off for 90 minutes is a better strategy than picking the best players and simply hoping it just all works out. While I am on the topic, can we please stop calling this the golden generation of US soccer? A handful of players plying their trade in Serie A and a few more bouncing around the EPL mid-table is nothing special. You know, I never ever thought I would say this, but I miss players like Jonathan Bornstein and Robbie Findlay. You win, soccer universe, you win. Let's be real here. The plight of the US men's national team is a reflection of soccer in America. It is a toxic mess overflowing with people who are all looking out for themselves. Everyone is so busy playing politics in an attempt to get ahead that the things that truly matter, developing young talent and winning soccer games, have taken a back seat. This issue permeates all levels of soccer stateside, from the Reinas and Berhalters having a bout of palace intrigue to youth tournaments where parents lobby for their kids to get spots on travel teams. The entire structure is a rotting, stinking mess. At this point, just dismantle the damn thing and start over. There is nothing worth saving when it comes to the US men's soccer setup. No one cares about the greater good. No one is looking out for US soccer. Those running the US Soccer Federation are far more interested in chasing cash than doing anything else. The coaching setup is just a total mess, and players show an almost overwhelming indifference when taking the field for the Stars and Stripes. Some may claim this is throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but really, what is worth saving right now? I bet you could round up the best American players in the USL, the best coaches in the USL, put them in the US uniform, throw them out for games, and they would get similar results to the quote-unquote golden generation. Heck, even if they get run off the park, losing 5-0, 8-0, whatever the case may be, at least we could take pride in the fact they cared about representing the country, that they went out there trying their damnedest to win. Since we're doing a bit of housekeeping here, can someone for the love of Tony Meola do something about Alexi Lawless already? Him being the preeminent pundit for American soccer is not helping matters. Let him go shout at Skip Bayless during mornings on FS1 and bring in commentators who want to have meaningful discussions on the USMNT. His presence is simply icing on the expired Entenmann's carrot cake that US men's soccer has become. Ugh. I've always said, at least US soccer can't get any more embarrassing than what happened during France 98 when John Harkes was doing a John Terry before doing a John Terry was even a thing. While the public didn't know it at the time, this is what caused the absolutely terrible showing at World Cup 98 for the Americans. More importantly though, that disappointment, that embarrassment would help usher in the next generation that became the side we all know and adore of the 2000s. I can live with failures so long as there are lessons learned. The US men's national team is racking up failure after failure and seemingly learning absolutely nothing in the process. In fact, they seem content plowing headfirst into making the same mistakes time after time. By the way, my personal expectations for the US men's national team are not particularly high. I don't dream of World Cup victories. I don't have this innate need for the side to play beautiful, free-flowing football. All I really ask for is a team that puts in a genuine effort, a team that we as Americans can watch and be proud of, win, lose, or draw. That only happens with accountability. Right now, there is zero accountability within US soccer, from the tippy top of the US Soccer Federation all the way down to those Orange County soccer moms bagging on other kids to the coach in hopes their little one gets to play striker. Self-interest reigns supreme. Upon further review, maybe this is just the best reflection of America in 2024. People myopically believing their actions are being done for the greater good, when in reality, they're simply looking out for themselves. My country 'tis of thee, please, more like the United States of M.E. Unfortunately, it is that mindset that is tanking a national team that we once could all be proud of. Most important of all though, Alexi Lawless, from one redhead to another, allow me to say this, go fuck yourself. You are seriously the worst. And as for everyone out there watching this video not named Alexi Lawless, well, thank you for staying with me. If you'd like to know more about the underrated moment in US men's national team history, I don't think it's talked about enough, video upper right hand corner of your screen. And to indulge in the story of San Francisco's soccer startup, what a failure that was, video lower right hand corner. Until next time, I am Cheyenne Hollis, this is The Touchback, and as always, hashtag take it up to the 25.